Hello and welcome to this video on the Kupo open-ended flag kits. One of the grip's responsibilities is non-electric lighting and light modification. The grip achieves this by using flags or gobos, short for go-betweens, that are placed between the light source and subject. There are many different types of flags available, but the main categories are blocking light, reflecting light, reducing light, and diffusing light. Open-ended scrims have a metal frame with one side open to prevent or reduce the shadows caused by the frame itself. The frame is painted matte black to prevent unwanted reflections and features a 3/8 inch pin for easy mounting in grip heads and grip arms, as they are most commonly mounted on C-stand kits. Let's check out the different types of fabrics to see what they do. We'll start with our solid or black flag. The solid blocks light entirely. The bobinette material reduces light with very little diffusion, if any. The single nets reduce the exposure by about half a stop. The double nets reduce the exposure by about a full stop. The black net reduces light without any ambient bounce, while the white net introduces some ambient bounce or a slight diffusion. Lastly, the silks are used as diffusers. They spread and soften the light to varying degrees. The artificial silk reduces your light output by about 1.5 stops and offers medium diffusion, while the quarter silk reduces your exposure by about half a stop and gives you a light diffusion. The kits consist of a single and double black net, a single and double white net, an artificial silk, and a quarter stop silk that come in a rugged, light-controlled carry bag that features a zipper closure and a carry handle for easy storage and transportation. The kits come in the two most popular sizes, 18 by 24 inches and 24 by 36 inches. Let's use a few scrims in a live demo to show you light control in action. We'll use a specular bright light source, such as this nanlite Forza, in a confined space with a few subjects. Let's discuss our 3 issues first, and then we'll solve them one by one using our open-ended scrims. Since the light is a small point source, it creates hard specular light with defined shadows. Also, because of our small space, our key light is placed close to one of our subjects, which creates a rapid fall-off of exposure from the subject closest to the key light to the subject furthest away. Lastly, because our space is confined, we are getting a lot of bounce fill from the white walls. We want to keep a nice ratio without too much fill for some dramatic lighting. First, we'll address the specular or hard light issue with well-defined shadows. The specularity of a light source is defined by the size of the light source compared to the size of the subject. The larger the light source is, and the closer it is to the subject, the smoother the transition will be from light to shadow, creating a soft light that hides many flaws. A large light fills in the shadows from many angles. Even though the sun is about 1,000,000 times larger than the Earth, it's 93 million miles away, so the only light striking the Earth is direct, creating hard shadows. On an overcast day, the clouds diffuse and scatter the light, making it soft and almost shadowless. To soften the light, we'll project a small point source of our light source, which is about 3 inches in diameter, through a 24 by 36 artificial silk, now making the effective sizes of our light source 24 by 36 inches. Watch as I move this silk in front of the light source. Notice how much better the image looks already? If you look at the setup, you notice the flag is as close as possible to a subject just out of the camera frame for the softest light possible. Now we'll deal with the fall-off problem. Why does fall-off exist? Simply, it's because of the change of distance between the light source and the different subjects. As you may already know, due to the inverse square law, every time you double your distance, you lose 2 stops, leaving you with just 1/4 the amount of light. So in this instance, since the silk is only a couple of feet from the subject on the right, by the time you get to the last dude or dudette on the left, that's about 6 feet away, you've already lost about 3 stops of light, or only 1/9 of the light from the silk reaches him or her. The last person is 3 times the distance at 6 feet than the closest person at 2 feet away from the light source. Again, the sun is 93 million miles away, so if you moved a few feet or a few thousand miles closer to the sun produces no fall-off whatsoever, since that change in distance is insignificant in comparison to the 3 times distance increase from the light source to subject in our example. We are going to use 2 double black and double white nets open edge and block the light hitting the closest subject, and we'll use just a single black on the middle subject to even out the exposures for all 3 subjects. Notice how the lighting becomes more even from the closest subject to the furthest? Lastly, there's way too much fill, ambient bounce, or reduction of dramatic shadows because of the white wall is so close to our farthest subject. So we'll use a solid or black flag to create a negative fill that acts like a rectangular black hole that sucks up the light. We'll place the solid as close as possible to the fur of the subject to prevent reflection, restoring our rich dramatic shadow detail. This video shows you a few examples of how you can dramatically control your light with these awesome scrim kits. Go out and pick up a couple and take your lighting to the next level with Kupo Grit. Now that's a wrap. Thanks for watching. When it comes to your image making dreams and your grip equipment, at Kupo we like to say, never let go.